Hi, I'm Grace Hughes. In July of 2009, my husband Kevin and I took a bicycling trip through some wee little towns of Scotland. But it was more than just biking. We took trains, planes, buses, and we sailed back home on the Queen Mary 2. This is a 17-part video of that trip. Today we took a bus to the Royal Botanic Gardens and it rained oh so much. And then we took another bus to the Royal Yacht Britannia in Leith at the port of Edinburgh, and that Royal Yacht was very impressive and a wonderful sight to see, and I'm glad we got to tour it. And we're about to go to the Royal Britannia, and here's the pretty flowers. Here we are on top of the bus going down George Street. It's taken a long time on the bus, but that's okay. We're not in any hurry. These are Moray dogs. Happy dog eating. I mean, amore, that means love. Also, they're the love dogs. Here's a pretty little waterfall here at the bracken here at the Botanic Gardens. We know it as fern, they know it as bracken. It's everywhere here. It's a cloudy day and we're hoping it's not going to rain. Here's a giant raven out for a stroll. This is what kind of a tree this is. It's very interesting. I don't think we're supposed to be off the path. I think we're going to get yelled at. But I don't think we have pine trees like this. And if Gene were here, I bet he'd be excited about it.
You feel the...
It's the peat garden. Peat. It's got heather and things growing in it. They use blocks of peat cut from a bog to grow acid-loving plants from all over the world. So what this board here says is that peat is the perfect medium for this type of gardening. You should be avoided wherever possible, basically, because peat bogs take thousands of years to develop and provide a habitat for many different plants and animals. Some of these are now becoming endangered by peat extraction. So they use peat-free alternatives like compost or coconut fiber. They're much more about conservation of everything than we are here in Scotland. This is called rosacea, and it just seems like there's a lot of things around here called rosacea. There's the sign. What's it called?
Taiwaniana?
Taiwaniana? I think you're just making that up. It's big. This looks very interesting. Let's get the little berries. That's very pretty. The glass house. This is Britain's biggest plant fossil. Grew in swamp forest during the Carboniferous era 320 to 340 million years ago. We don't know how large it was. Here we are at the entrance to the greenhouse. There's a huge palm tree. And if we wanted to, we could pay money to go inside. There's huge amounts of greenhouse in there, but we don't feel like it. This is some type of a begonia. It smells really pretty. Mount Melanges podocarp, an unusual conifer from Malawi. So we have to walk up and get a cup of something now because it's starting to rain. There's a very pretty flowering shrub. It's the bridge of the Britannia. Is this the Admiral's suite, or this is where the crew ate? It's an Admiral's cabin. That looks kind of nice in there. And their bathroom. I bet I'd like to get. I'm getting this because I'm sure that the royal one's a little bit fancier. Here's the garage for the Rolls Royce. Out here is the veranda deck with 2 inches of teak. And this is something from the Royal George. I don't know what that is exactly. It's from the 19th century. And there's the bell. Oh, you see the bell. This is a ironically called sun lounge. Here's the bar. Teak lined room. Queen's favorite room. Offered privacy from the rest of the ship. This is the Queen's bedroom. They brought 3 tons of luggage with them. And over there is a door to, on the left, you can't see the door to the prince's room. It's the Duke, not the prince. This is the Duke of Edinburgh's room, and look how little that bed is. So here we are in the hallway. There was the Duke's bedroom, and there's another bedroom, and here's the glass. And up there is the piano, Kevin says. That was in 1985. This is the only room with a double bed that Prince Charles brought in for their honeymoon. So there's the outside area, and here's the stairs, the lovely stairs down to some other fancy place. Here's the royal deck tea room where we could come in and have tea, but we already had tea, so no tea for us. Here's a little boat that's part of it, but I don't know what it is yet. Look at how fancy that is. It cost a pretty penny. This is the officer's room, called the ante room. It's pretty nice. It's the officer's toy monkey. This is a huge salt cellar from Russia, by the way. This is the officer's dining room. Very fancy. It's had all their napkins in it. See, it said there whose napkin it was. And here's some big fancy objects, including this Russian punch bowl. And many other fancy silver shiny things. Here's the royal cold larder. That's pretty neat, the china and glass pantry. And this is the silver pantry. And those fancy things. This is the state dining room. 56 people can sit at the table. All kinds of famous people, Nelson Mandela, Clinton, Winston Churchill. And it took 3 hours to set up the table, and they measured it with a ruler, the measurements. This is the place setting used by the Queen. So there's that, and then there's all that. Oh, and here's the program of music. Starting off with Elizabeth of England, and then the menu, and then another program of music. Arabian Chris. That's pretty spectacular looking. Prince Philip got that from Abu Dhabi. Okay, this is something from Tuvalu. Where is that? Tuvalu. It's a little boat. It's the Queen's office where she had to work for several hours a day. And over there, in front of this, that door opened so that they could have movies. They could show movies. Prince Philip and Prince Charles used this as a study. So what, they didn't have to do any work? So this is the second staircase going down. This is in the ante room where people had drinks. She wanted to have a coal fireplace up here, but then they'd have to have a sailor here with a fire with a water bucket all the time, so they didn't have that. Noel Coward sat here and played. They played whist or bridge here. So this is where they came on board, right here on this little special. This is the petty officer's room. It's down below, so it's not as fancy, obviously, as the officer's room. So this is where they had to sleep. Not very nice. Barracks. This is the chief petty officer's mess. Here's the teeny tiny mail office. Royal laundry. Very large. Some of the officers had to change clothes 6 times a day. Here's the lifeboats, which look pretty darn fancy to me. So this beautiful ship is the Royal Barge, and they would sit in there, the Queen and the Duke, so that people could see them when they were coming into the port. And it said that on on the Royal Yacht, that gold paint is 24 karat gold, natural. Here's the engine room. It's very shiny. When Norman Schwarzkopf came here, he said, here's the museum, where's the real engine room? It was so shiny, I'm sure people had to polish it all the time. 80 engineers. We're at this place called the King's Warp. and is very old. Originated in 1434 as a royal residence, storehouse, and armory for King James I. Queen Mary rehabilitated it, converted it into a plague hospital. King James VI gave it to somebody. 4 taverns on the site, reconstructed.